the prevalence of certain colors, the incidence of certain textures or brushstrokes. And what if one wanted to do that over a great pile of data meaning images of these paintings? So you're not looking at just, I mean, art historians have been doing this for a very long time. Suzanne does it for a living. You just put photographs and drawings out in front of you, you can have maybe 20 on a table, and you can make some sense of it. But what if you really wanted to get some massive amounts of data about them? This, I still believe, is beyond our grasp currently. Image recognition is not so far along as optical character recognition. So in this respect, one can only be jealous of our literary colleagues, like those at Stanford's Literary Lab, otherwise called the Lit Lab, who are mining big data from English novels to determine, as one project calls it, style of the scale of a sentence. That is a microstructural analysis of the literary sentence. Or another literary lab project called Loudness in the Novel, which mined the text of all 19th century English novels to determine through loudness, that is, words that characterize the sound of speech, whispers, shouts, screams, grunts, as a means of breaking down, analyzing, and making sense of sound's function of the novel, how the sound in 19th century British novels changed over the course of the century. No surprise, it got louder and louder and louder and louder. Imagine what we could do with if we could do that with French painting, from Poussin to Picasso and Matisse. And what if we could analyze the incidence of certain colors in Italian painting from Raphael to Domenichino, and the relationship of those colors to the articulation of landscape? And what if we contrasted that with all the known 16th and 17th century European paintings, all of them that we had that survived? And what would we learn if we contrasted all of that with Chinese painting from the Tang through the Ming dynasties? What could we learn about works of visual art if image recognition was as sophisticated as optical character recognition? And how can we harness the power of the computer to help us better understand structures of works of art rather than relations between the social and economic exchange of works of art? And then what if all that data was entered as linked open data, connecting this data with all other relevant data across the full extent of the semantic web? Well, this, I think, is the next big challenge for art history. Not just digitized art history, but digital art history, as one scholar has put it. How to use the power of the computer to help us analyze works of art, not social and economic relationships between works of art. And not just to get to information about it, but to analyze it. Now, I've done it. I've bored you silly. And I'm just wanting to get us thinking about the gray matter of art historical research as we celebrate the grays and how they matter to all of us. Dick and Mary have demonstrated their commitment to Chicago and to the advancement of the arts and academic inquiry. Mary's, as mentioned, published guides to Chicago's painted murals and public sculpture advance our understanding and appreciation of the centrality of works of art to Chicago's public spaces. And Dick and Mary's support of the creation of the University of Chicago's Richard and Mary L. Gray Center for Arts and Inquiry will, in the words of the university's announcement, support the center's goals of enhancing education, promoting collaboration, and fostering creative innovation at the intersection of academic inquiry and artistic practice. A noble aspiration indeed. And all of that is a whole lot of gray matter. And it's a whole lot of why the grays matter. And there's nothing the matter with that. Thank you very much.